You will not be a millionaire in a year. In a year. And let me tell y'all, I was really disappointed when I wasn't a millionaire this year. Hey guys, it's Wana here at LLYP, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the top 10 things that I learned my first year in business. My intent for this video is that these 10 things really help you, especially if you're a new entrepreneur and you're looking to launch your business in 2019, or if you're someone who's already been on the entrepreneurial journey and you've been struggling. I truly believe that listening to what somebody else did and where they messed up and where they made mistakes and how they did succeed is going to help 10 times more than going through the trial and error yourself. I believe it was Warren Buffett who said that it's good to learn from your mistakes, but it is better to learn from someone else's mistakes. So before we get started, I need all of you to do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss an update. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into the first thing that I learned in business this year. I have some notes here because it's a long list. But the first thing that I learned is that people will pay you what they think you're worth, not what you think that you're worth. The catch to this is that you have to control what they think. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, we like to blame the consumer for why we're not getting paid our worth. We like to say that it's a type of person who doesn't want to pay us how much we're worth. They don't like to pay our premium prices. It's a certain market of people, and all the while it was you. Are you operating with confidence? Are you communicating your value? Are you believing in yourself? Are you operating your business in a professional manner? Are you investing in the design and the visual appearance of your business? Do you have your products and services laid out? Do you have your prices laid out? Or are you still just texting people and taking messages in the DMs? Like, you don't know that this makes an impression on people, but it does. And it actually devalues you, and you think you're worth $100 for that service, but other people subconsciously think that you're worth $50 for that service. And so what's going to happen is they're going to try to negotiate with you. They're going to try to pay you less, and then if you don't, they're going to get mad, or they're going to say, well, so and so over here is doing it for that rate. Well, they shouldn't even start to think of comparing you to somebody else because of your value. So what I'm getting to here is that you determine your value, and you have to illuminate that value so that other people can see it. The second thing that I learned in business this year is that you need to share your dreams with your journal, not with everybody else. And guys, I made the mistake of telling people my goals, my dreams, and y'all should have seen the looks on their faces. Like, how you gonna do that? How you gonna get that done? And there is no problem with that, but the problem is that you lose a little bit of your motivation with every person that you tell who doesn't believe in your dream. And I hate to break it to you, no one is going to believe in your dream or your goals as much as you do. Why? Because they're not up here. They haven't consulted with God. They haven't looked at your vision. They haven't been in your head. And so they do not see the same thing that you see. They will not have the same passion that you have. And so once you tell people something about your goal or your dream, and they don't share that same excitement that you think that they should share with you, then it takes a little bit of your motivation away. And instead of actually being excited about telling somebody your dreams and goals, it backfires, and now you're starting to doubt yourself. The third thing that I learned this year is that the goal of having your own business is to not continue to trade your time for money. And I think in service-based business, this is where we get a little bit confused. We feel that they are paying us for our time. No, they're not. They are paying you for your value. They are paying you for the service you are providing. That's why in a service-based industry or in a service-based business, you can charge more as your experience level grows. They are paying for the quality of service that you are providing to them. Just keep in mind with business, the goal is to make passive income. The goal is to make residual income, and the goal is to get paid your value, get paid your worth. The goal is not to put a dollar sign on your time. The fourth thing that I learned this year is to have a business plan. I don't know how many of you have been with the LLYP tribe since the beginning, but if you have been here, you already know that I just started this out as a YouTube channel last year. Well, actually, I think it was January 1st, 2018 that I decided to actually launch. But in December, that's when I kind of put out a video just telling everybody what I went through that inspired me to launch Live, Love Your Passion. And basically, once I started the YouTube channel, I was putting out all type of inspirational videos, business tips. I started to get a lot of inquiries from people asking, well, how did you do this and how did you do that? Where are you getting this knowledge? Can you help me with this? And I took all of that into consideration, and I said, you know what? Maybe this is my vehicle to monetize my expertise, because I'm in school for public relations. I graduate in May. And so I said, you know what, instead of going to work for a PR firm, maybe I can do PR, branding, and visibility for small business owners. And that's exactly what I started to do. But at the very beginning, I had no business plan. I was just winging it. I was just out here. Anybody's my customer. I have no marketing plan. I have no strategic communication plan. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just know that I can do this service. Somebody's going to pay me for it. And boom, I'm going to make some money. That's all I knew. Okay, so probably about halfway through the year, I started to gain a lot more knowledge from my mentor, from other entrepreneurs, and that's when I began to work on my business plan and put one into play. And so now I have a sales strategy. Now I have a marketing strategy. Now I know who my target audience is, and know it is not just women in between the ages of 30 and 55. I learned the importance of knowing the psychographics behind the consumer and not just the demographics. And I learned what problem I solved. I learned how to have an elevator pitch. I learned how to do all of those things that are needed in order to have a successful business. So if you just out here, side hustling but calling it a business, like I was doing at first, no shade, then go ahead and start taking your business serious. Download a business plan template and start filling out your business plan for the next 5 years. The fifth thing that I learned in business this year is to create duplicatable systems. Guys, the goal of your business is to not keep running it like a lemonade stand. The goal is to run it like a McDonald's. Okay, so just because you have a small business, it does not mean that you have to run it like a one-man show, but you can run it and prepare it to be a big business. I know you may think that because your business is small that you're gonna get there one day. But in actuality, it starts with how you're running your business now. And that could be everything from how you onboard your clients, for how you communicate with your clients. Do you have autoresponders via email? Do you have systems set up for how you go from point A to point B when it comes to getting a product out, or when it comes to delivering some type of service? Do you have an outboarding process? Do you have a system in place to collect testimonials or to collect some feedback so that you can know where you're messing up and where you can do better? All of these are systems, and the reason they are important is because if you decide to add somebody else on your team, there is already a system in place so they can follow it. All you have to do at that point is to make sure that they are in alignment with your brand's vision, your mission, and your moral. So in corporate America, I used to be a supervisor, and we had what was called SOPs, which are standard operating procedures. And every supervisor had them, and the reason we all had them is so that we could be in alignment, so that we could all be producing the same results. So if you want your business to be a McDonald's and produce the same hamburgers, no matter if your location is in Dallas or your location is in California, you have to have a duplicatable, foolproof system that works. That works. That's the next thing. It has to work. It has to be a proven system. The sixth thing that I learned in business this year is to test the market. And I don't recommend testing the market before doing some type of research because, like I said before, it's always better to learn from somebody else's mistake. So do some research first, look at some numbers, look at some data before you put out a new product or service, or before you test something new. See if this is something that someone else has already done, see if they were successful, or if they failed at it, look at why they failed. Like, literally do the research. I used to hate looking at data like this and theories and stuff because it's kind of like scientific, but once you see how this controls your business, it really becomes interesting. It really becomes fun to just look at data and apply it because you realize how it's actually controlling your business. So if you have already done the research that you needed to do, or if you can't really find something on the type of product or service that you want to put out, or you're being a little bit innovative in your market, then go ahead and test the market. Put it out there, poll your audience, ask them questions, ask them, is this something that they're struggling with? Ask, is this a problem that they have? Ask, is this something that they would like to see in the future? Those type of questions help you gather data so that you can know if this is something you can really put out. And then once you put it out, you can see if it's going to work. Is it going to flop? Is it going to sell? And you can take all of that research and keep developing the product, or say, you know what, that didn't work for me. And there have been times that I did that, and there have been times that I really had to go back to a few customers that were interested and say, you know what, sorry, this is something that I'm not going to do. I didn't have enough numbers on this project. This may be something I bring back in 2019. And you may think that they would be upset at that, but all of my feedback was, oh my God, thank you so much for the update. I appreciate you for letting me know that. Keep me on the list. I want to stay aware of what's happening. I want to stay subscribed. So test the market. It's completely okay. Trial and error won't hurt you. The seventh thing that I learned this year in business is to do not have your business money going into the same account as your personal money, because all you're gonna want to do is spend it. Like, if you're not a financial literate person like me, I mean, I'm saying I'm not I'm not that person. I'm not saying I am that person. I am not that person. I've started to learn from my brother and some other people I know in that industry on how to manage my money better going forward in 2019. I can save. I'm good at saving, but as far as investing, or how to limit my expenses and my spending, or how to, save a portion of my profit, invest that back in my business, all of that stuff is knowledge I had to gain, and I'm still learning that type of knowledge. And one thing I did take away from that is to just don't mix those two accounts. They are not for the same thing at all. Although you do need to budget your personal expenses, you have to budget your business money in an entirely different way. A lot of that money needs to be invested right back into your business. A lot of that money needs to be saved, and at the end of the day, you may have nothing to spend or pay yourself. And I'm talking about like the first year, or this may be the same for people the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years. And I've actually heard some stories from people who are millionaires making $1 million, not all of that being profit, but they are not paying themselves anything yet. And who would imagine that someone who made $1 million is not paying themselves anything? And it's because a large percentage of that is going back to pay their team, is going back to invest in the business, and so they haven't yet seen the profits or the fruit of their labor. But it's a smart decision, because when it comes, it's there to stay. The eighth thing that I learned this year in business is to have positive intent before everything you do. And guys, my question of 2019 before I do anything is, what's my intent? Really, really evaluate, why am I putting this out? Why am I asking this question? Why am I posting this status on social media? Why am I saying this? Why am I making this video? Because the intent has to go back to the same thing, and that core thing is that I am trying to serve somebody, or I am trying to help somebody. And I'm not saying that having an intent to make money is not a positive intent. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying the intent to serve somebody is a better intent, and will bring you a lot more money if you focus on that instead of focusing on trying to make a certain amount of money. Okay, and that also goes along with, just keeping God in the driver's seat of your business. This year, as soon as I started making some money and, saw the cha-ching and just, sleep coins, waking up to money in my bank account, I was like, oh, okay, you know what, God, I got this. I'm gonna get in the driver's seat. I'm gonna make some more money. Thank you. You good now. I got it. And as soon as that happened, guess what happened? I hit my face flat on the floor. Okay, I want y'all to look at it like this. Have you ever been in the car with somebody who's driving? They're taking you somewhere. You all good. You over there. You got your headphones in. You just riding. And they say, hey, reach in the glove compartment for me. Can you check and see if there's some napkins in there? Hey, can you check on the floor? I might have dropped my lip gloss down there. I dropped my phone down there. Can you pick it up for me? Hey, look in the back seat. Make sure the kid's okay. And you're just doing it because you're not the one driving. You're in the passenger seat. And so that's how it is with God. He is the one driving. He's the one trying to get you to the destination. He knows where this is going. And all he's asking you to do is to be the vessel, to do what I say do, to fulfill this purpose for me. I need you to be a servant. And so when you follow those things, you're going to get to your destination regardless. But the problem comes in when you decide to get in the driver's seat. So just think about it for a minute. If your friend was driving and you're over there in the passenger seat and you decide that while the car is moving, you're going to jump over there in the driver's seat, what's going to happen? Only two things can happen. Either y'all are lucky and the car stops, so you lose all of that momentum that was started, or you crash. Okay, so both scenarios are bad, and that's exactly how it is when you decide to kick God out of the driver's seat and take control of your own business. So keep in mind that you want to keep positive intent. You want to keep God as the CEO of your business. The ninth thing that I learned this year is you will not be a millionaire in a year. Okay, and let me tell y'all, I was really disappointed when I wasn't a millionaire this year. I hate admitting that, but no, seriously, it's like we look on Instagram at these people that were overnight successes, and we just wonder, like, why weren't we able to do that? I just knew for a fact that I was gonna have $1 million in my bank account by the end of the year. I wrote it down on my in my journal. It was on my vision board. I just knew this was gonna manifest for me. Why didn't that work? And it's because it takes time, it takes effort, it takes hard work, it takes resilience. And a lot of these people that you look at who have become really successful in a short amount of time, it's an illusion. They really weren't successful in that short amount of time. It's just that you didn't know them when they was grinding. You didn't know them when they were shooting in the gym. It's kind of like the Cardi B story. A lot of people looked at her and thought that she was an overnight success, thought that she just came out with Bodak Yellow and just hit the top of the charts. But the thing is, they didn't know that Cardi had been grinding a long time before she made that hit. Like, she was trying to get people to play her music. She was in the clubs trying to get people to pay her music. I don't know if y'all seen when she was on Love and Hip Hop for the first time. I don't remember the guy that she was kind of dating back and forth, but remember she kept trying to get him to play her music, and he was like really sleeping on her, like, no. And now I don't know where he at, but now he's probably wishing he played her music. So that's the same situation of how it's going to be for you. You cannot think that you're going to blow up overnight, guys. You're going to have to put in some work, and then maybe after your first, second year, I don't know, God may bless your business, you may be able to see a return on your investment. The last thing I learned this year in business is how you do anything is how you do everything. And this is a quote I've actually said for a long time. This is something I've already known about, but it didn't really drill into my mindset until I started running my own business. I really realized that, you know what, I cannot have a dysfunctional personal life and have an organized business. All of it goes together. So if you are an entrepreneur and you think that you can be unorganized at the house and have an organized business, it just doesn't work that way. Your habits are the key to your success, and you cannot turn on and off a habit. Like, if you are a habitual liar, you're gonna lie. No matter what situation that you're in, you're gonna lie. If you are a smoker, then your habit is going to be to smoke. You're going to smoke, no matter whatever situation that you are in. What I am saying is that in order to be successful in your business, you need to get your mindset right. You need to be feeding your mindset valuable information every single day. You need to have a routine in place for your personal life and also your business life. You need to have some boundaries. You need to be disciplined. You need to create new habits. Don't just think that you can still be the same person. Like, a lot of people are going to start thinking that you're acting funny or you're doing things differently while you're changing. If that happens to you, that's a good thing. That means you are making the necessary changes to close the gap of the person you are now to the person that you want to be. Alright guys, so that is it. Those are the 10 things I learned this year in business. I hope these tips were really, really helpful for you. Not all of these were mistakes, but they were learning experiences, which means some of you are going to have to go through this in order to learn it. But a lot of these nuggets you can take away and apply right now as we speak into your business and avoid all of the mishaps that I had this year. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the LLYP YouTube channel, comment below if there are some things that you also learned this year, and I will see you guys